And the Sydney Kings had their hearts broken in double overtime as Kazoo looked like the Julian Kazoo of last year on that one, with the lefty softly off the backboard. Lish has the ball deflected. Magin brings it up quickly to Kazoo. He puts it up nice and soft off the backboard. Julian Kazoo has the first 4 points for Sydney, and they're up by 6.
And he hasn't seen 2 easier shots in the last 5 games. Good work by the Sydney Kings to identify the big man, get him up and about for this 4th quarter.
Dan with the steal.
Graham Dan got pinged for the retaliation there. I thought Graham Dan got hit first and just tried to fend off and caught Sean Redditch with the elbow.
He should have called the first one.
You're right, but he missed it. No excuse to retaliate. There's a clear foul and there's an elbow.
He popped him in the head.
He did,
clearly.
But they missed the first one.
How did he miss it?
Well,
he's
he
standing right in front of him.
But he shouldn't have retaliated.
But I'm not saying he shouldn't have retaliated. I'm just saying, why did he call the first one?
I don't
or call
know.
a double foul?
No, there was a foul early on that they missed.
He practically took his head off. He retaliated. That's 2 fouls. Call 2 fouls.
Well, straight away, Rob Beveridge has reacted to Julian Kazoo with those first 4 points because he's brought Luke Neville back into the lineup. Damian Martin rising above, got a lot of ball. And here's the play there.
Man, that looked clean.
That is clean as you want to see. Damian Martin, he has got some elevation.
He sure does.
Just a nuggety little point guard that never say die attitude.
Wait, I want to hear this. Yeah, he had some words.
I think some of these girls to move. I'm running on the first play. I look at that, got that, I missed the call. Yeah. Too much body.
Damian Martin's got 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And he's got 3 points.
You know, we always talk about him about, you know, he'll have 3 points or he'll go 1 for 8 and still be a factor in the game. And tonight's no exception.
What a start to the 4th quarter by the Sydney Kings.
Kings have scored 11 straight. Neville has a shot blocked by Julian Kazoo. Kings aren't giving anything up easy and have scored the last 11 points. Martin to Redditch for 3. That rims out. Wildcats have gone cold. Magin, 1 bounce dribble going left, comes up short. Bose with the rebound.
That's what I was talking about earlier. He is committing himself, and 3 out of 4 times he makes that effort and he doesn't get it. But 1 out of 4 he does. And that's what you got to do. It's a volume business when you're getting after the boards like that. And he's doing a great job of it. Anatoly Bose tonight.
Dan puts it on the floor and just throws one too hard to Luke Cooper. That's a matchup that Graham Dan can win from the perimeter every time. Luke Neville trying to pick him up on that switch. Lish back in. So's Tovey. That foul occurred on the floor. Tovey back in. And he's quietly had a blinder, 6 of 7 from the field. I think you want him in here in the 4th quarter.
Anatoly Bose, the work he's done on Kevin Lish as well should not be undersold. He's a man who's in unbelievable form.
They get Luke Neville to handle the basketball out on the perimeter. Looked very uncomfortable with it and just threw it away.
Kevin Lish has been averaging 18 points in the last 6 games. He only has 4 tonight.
Bose off the backboard, just too strong and tall for Kevin Lish. Kings up by 10. Lish in transition to off the mark. Graham Dan with a board. Kicks it ahead to Magin. They throw it to Anatoly Bose. Kings got away with telegraph and a pass.
It was a poor pass too. It was well short. But how's the confidence, the tempo the Kings are playing at? You would think that this is more suited to the Perth Wildcats, but the Sydney Kings taking it right up to the Wildcats. And they've got a 10-point lead. They lead at 72 to 62.
Containment is the message. Contain your guy. That's where it's at. One shot, 5 guys on the glass. Come and get it. Run the lanes. Look to explore.
Don't let up. Don't let up.
On a 4-up. Gee, you're in. I want the entry. Jules, you're on that.
You on the whip there.
So now you're on the bounce. You can backdoor that one and post him up. All right?
We go 3, 2, 1.
All right, now's the interesting time of the game. Sydney with a 10-point lead. 7:37 to go. You want to continue to put your foot on the gas or on the accelerator, but you don't want to take low percentage plays.
It is. It starts to become a bit of a mind game too, because the quick play and the transition baskets that got them this 10-point lead, if you keep playing that way, it allows the Perth Wildcats to get that lead back quick.
Very quickly.
You're right. If some good scoring opportunities are on early, you want to try and explore them, but if not, the clock is your friend at the moment.
And the way the Perth Wildcats pressure as Anatoly Bose continues to struggle from the foul line. With Perth's full court pressure, you must have an element of attack in your head, not protect the lead. Bose gets 1 or 2. Boy, after he misses one, his second one looks sweet.
Steve, the Kings have been in this situation quite a few times this season and haven't been able to close the deal. Julian Kazoo, they're one of the fouls that I think you were referring to earlier on in the game that are unnecessary. Sure, you've got to show out and jump out and help, particularly on a guy like Kevin Lynch, but keep your hands out of it, just stop the ball, allow the other man time to come back, because they need Julian Kazoo in ball games. He takes a spell, Jere Grant comes in. Jere Grant, 17 points tonight and 7 rebounds.
Wagstaff on a nice pass from Kevin Lish, and the comeback starts right here for the Perth Wildcats. They go about their business on the offensive end and turn up the heat on the D. Let's see if the Kings have enough in the tank to get this thing closed out. Weren't able to do it in Townsville. Magin, his floater doesn't get the roll. Lish. Tough shot, and he kisses it off the window, and just like that, it is a 7-point game.
The circuit shot from Kevin Lynch.
Dan drives past Neville, another block shot. Sydney Kings draw 3 blanks in 3 straight possessions.
And 3 not good possessions either Steve.
Wagstaff on Graham Dan. Lish, shot clock to 7. His shot is long. Luke Martin doesn't screen him out. Neville with the jam. Perth Wildcats have scored 6 straight points. Sydney Kings with a timeout. And the Perth Wildcats show you why they are one of the top teams in the competition, along with the New Zealand Breakers. 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the game is tight all over again.
It is, Steve, and I know Julian Kazoo needs his spell, but he's got 3 fouls. But if I'm Moose Rebellion with this run coming on, I'm getting him back straight out as quick as I can. And just those possessions the Sydney Kings had. Execution, we spoke about the need to understand tempo and timing and the context of the game, and they didn't give the response that they needed.
You know, and in Townsville, it was Fallon, the three-point shooter. Graham Dan comes up with a mental error that swings the game. Julian Kazoo goes out and fouls 35 feet away from the basket on Kevin Lish. He has to sit down, and all of a sudden the Perth Wildcats run off 6 straight. Those are the little things that do not help you in the late stages of a basketball game.
No, and you just worry about the Sydney Kings and their mindset. They haven't been able to win too many of these close ones, and in fact, they've probably coughed up a couple where they had to do something extraordinary to cough them up. And when you get in those situations, confidence does become a factor, not just with your shooting, but your decision-making. And then that little stretch that we saw there, decision-making wasn't good.
They get it up against the pressure of Perth. Still the Kings with a 5-point lead. Bose shoots the 3 ball. That's an air ball.
The groans from the crowd.
The crowd can feel it.
They're 4 and 5 at home, the Sydney Kings.
45, singlet.
The noose around the neck starting to tighten up.
Just when you need a basket, it's a desperate time. Your big fella sitting on the bench, and as I say that, moves for brilliant points to Julian Kazoo. And also Kevin Ratch to come back into the game.
Lish to Robbins. Robbins puts it on the floor. Finds Tovey. He comes up short. Grant can't pull the rebound down. Lish for 3. That's off the mark. Luke Martin can't get it. Sydney need to slow it down, and they do.
Kevin Lish is not feeling it tonight. That missed by a long way.
Madgen to Dan to Anatoly Bose. They feed it into Grant. He runs into 3 Perth Wildcats. Bose with 2 on the shot clock. Long. Bose.
That's a volleyball spike. Great volleyball work by Graham Dan to go up in traffic and just hit it out.
Kings get another crack on this possession.
Sean Redditch called for the foul, trying to post up Jeray Grant. Julian Kazoo coming back in. Graham Dan, who again tonight has been solid. Good work on the glass. Kevin Rash also coming in for Anatoly Bose.
Might be the free throws.
Just a quick spell, I would think, for Anatoly, because never mind about his offense, it's what he's done on the defense that's been impressive. Really making life miserable for Kevin Lish.
Grant just inside the 3-point line. That's not even close. Sydney's shot selection has been horrible. Here in the 4th, Lish puts it on the floor, finds Wagstaff for 3. Redditch with the tip over the top of Jeray Grant, and it's a 3-point game. Wildcats have scored the last 8. Luke Martin fouled by Brad Robbins, and Sydney will take the ball out on the sideline. Grant. Kazoo gets the feed. He backs in Redditch. His fall away comes up short. Wagstaff with the rebound in traffic.
I like the play though, Steve. Get it down low to Julian Kazoo. They didn't send a double. He got a good look off. And that's a costly turnover.
Kevin Lish with the dribble penetration. Throws a wayward pass to Jesse Wagstaff. Kings have not scored since the timeout when they were up by 10.
Don't hold him! Hands down!
Madgen to Grant. Back to Madgen. Creates space, but the ball's knocked away by Kevin Lish. Lish to Redditch. Counts for 3. I thought his foot was on the line.
They're going to check.
You get a look? I think it was a boot.
That's a good call. That is a good call. He had a foot on the